Good morning, Keith Hurm, Daviess County Fire Department, Fire Inspector, Investigator. I'm here this morning with Gavin Sanders. Gavin is interning with me this summer. I'm going to talk about some things we've done this summer, not only just my office, but the fire department in a whole, all of Daviess County, some things that have been going on in Daviess County. Of course, everyone knows with the coronavirus, some things that happened, some things that stopped. Inspections, which is part of my job, a very big part of my job, we had to stop doing. We just couldn't go out and inspect the businesses, commercial buildings, assembly occupancies as we wanted to. So we got back into doing that, and we had reasons to really ramp it up this year. We've been doing that and a lot of pre-planning. You've probably seen some of our crews out at some of your businesses doing things related to pre-planning. We're going to talk about pre-planning a little more here in a bit, and Gavin's going to go over some of the things we were doing. But the ISO audit that we just finished, we're still working very diligently on that. A lot of things come about that. ISO is Insurance Service Office. That is a professional organization that rates your local fire department on how they're able to respond and what kind of response numbers they have if you were to have a fire. It's based on fire suppression, some things they come in and look at. They come to every local department here in the past couple of months. They've been here and they're looking at how many feet of hose you have on the truck, what kind of equipment, what kind of shape your equipment's in, how many response personnel you have on every call. There's just so many pieces that go into that puzzle. And that's how your insurance rating gets rated. This happens every 5 years in the state of Kentucky, where we were a little behind again due to the coronavirus. The pandemic slowed a lot of things down. So they came in and we went to every department and we were rated overall. The whole county went through everything, went through every piece of apparatus in this county and all the training records, everything. Some things that they're looking for. Refer to my notes here because I can't remember it all. It's not just fire department, but your fire department, how your fire department responds is 50% of that rating. Your water supply, and again, we've seen some things here lately about some things coming up with additional water lines being added out in the eastern part of the county, and we're always looking to improve our services we provide to the citizens. Another thing is the emergency communication service, how your 911 center operates, how they receive that call, how timely they take that call and place our crews into service, to come to provide for that emergency. And the last thing I had a very big role in, Gavin helped me a lot with that this year, is the community risk reduction. We're looking at what we can do to make your building safer, things that we can point out to you that you need to do differently or you're doing fine. Exit lighting, fire extinguishers, all kinds of things, and we'll talk about those a little bit here more as we get to our next location to look at some of the pre-planning options. Again, we're here at the Yelvington station. Gavin is with me. Gavin is an intern at EKU and also a volunteer firefighter at Whitesville. Some things that we went out and looked at. We looked at all the equipment on the trucks, counted axes and Halligan bars and feet of hose. Just so many things go into this ISO rating. At the end of the day, when everything is done, and this will be published sometime next year, as you purchase that home, you're looking to buy that home wherever you're buying it, that's something insurance companies are always going to ask you. How close are you to your local fire department and how close are you to that nearest fire hydrant? So that's some things that are very important for the ISO rating. We'll continue on here in a minute. We're going to leave Yelvington and go to one of our local businesses and just walk around and show you some things we're doing on the inspection and the pre-planned siding of that. We are this morning out at Eastview Elementary here on Highway 405. This is in the Thruston and the Yelvington response area in Daviess County as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about how we pre-plan these buildings. So when we pre-plan or inspect a building, anything that's in the county we're going to inspect or pre-plan. We've got close to 600 non-residential type structures in the county that we're responsible for pre-planning and inspecting. I'm going to have Gavin talk a little bit about the pre-planning. He got involved in that later on in his internship this summer, and I'm going to have him tell you some of the things that we were looking for when we pre-planned. Go ahead, Gavin.
So during these pre-plans, we're looking for mainly fire hydrants, how close they are to the structure, and how many gallons per minute they flow. As well as on the exterior, we're going to look for gas shutoffs in case of a gas leak. On the outside, we're also going to look for a fire department connection, which is a place where we can hook up to a sprinkler system if need be. Inside, we're looking for breaker panels or main shutoffs. If we need to turn off power to the building, we can do that as well. And just other places that could be hazards that can be fixed, or places we need to know, such as computer labs that will have more wiring than, say, your classroom or your hallway. Or, for instance, the cafeteria is going to have some kitchen appliances that are not going to be as high powered as your residential ones. So we're looking for things along that, things we need to be aware of in case any type of incident were to occur at a certain structure.
So when we get through with these pre-plans, and again they're ongoing, we're going to update them on a yearly basis. So when you see crews come around taking pictures, doing things like that, of course they're going to ask permission. They're going to want to enter the building and look at certain things. And one of One of our personnel, Jacob Vanover, came up with something very important that I hadn't really thought of. December 10th made us all aware of that storm shelters are very important. So any industrial type building, any business at all that has a storm shelter inside the building, we want to know where that's at for obvious reasons. Say we have a catastrophic weather event like we had December 10th with the big tornado, and we've got folks inside of a Swedish Match or an Eastville Elementary or Kimberly Clark, somewhere like that, or a local church. We want to know where that storm shelter is. Very important on that pre-plan. Some things that we were looking for in the inspection. Again, these are all for your safety. It's nothing that anyone's going to get in trouble about. If there's things that we need to fix that are code violations, we'll follow up very quickly with that. Typically, we give a 30-day time frame to fix anything that's wrong. Let's say we've got a breaker panel box that we have completely uncovered with live wires exposed. That's something we want to fix right away. Now, we're looking at exit lighting, emergency lighting, locations of fire extinguishers, things that are around your electrical panel, and some things you can use at home. You've got that breaker panel at home. In all these businesses and assembly occupancies, we like to maintain that 36 inches of clearance around that panel. At home, I know that's tough and hard, but if you can keep that panel cover closed, and let's say you had an arc event inside your panel, hopefully that panel cover is going to contain that arc and keep it from igniting any combustibles you may have around your electrical panel. That's just one of the many things we look for. Again, these inspections are very in-depth, time-consuming, and it's things that we like to do to make ourselves aware of anything out there that might hurt us or hurt you that can keep us safe. We're going to walk up in front of the school. We're going to talk about something that's very important to my department, the Knox Box program. I'm going to show you a Knox Box that's on the front of Eastville Elementary and show you how it works and talk just very briefly about it. Any questions you have on this, once this is all done on the ISO rating, again, we're hoping for a better rating. That's always our hope. We at least want to stay the same, but we always want to try to get better to serve our citizens here in Daviess County. So let's walk up in front of the school and look at this Knox Box and talk very briefly about that, and we'll wrap up for the day. So one of the things we look for in the pre-plan and the inspection is the Knox Box. A lot of folks are not familiar with the Knox Box. That's something that's been in existence in Daviess County since about 2000. The Knox Box is attached to your building. Anytime you do any kind of work to a building or build a new building, this is a requirement nowadays. The Knox Box here at Eastville Elementary, I'm going to open the door. I can lift this door off after I unlock it. The fire department's the only one that has a key, and I've got keys to get into this building after hours, so I'm not waiting on that key holder. Sometimes that key holder to let us into this building where we don't have to force entry could be anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes away. So this is a very good program. It's part of our inspection and pre-planning. It helps us to be able to get into that building and take care of business. The faster we can get in and take care of any kind of fire danger or imminent fire spread, we're going to save some damage to your building. So Knox Box, if you hear about that, it's something that we're very proud to be a part of participating in Daviess County, and we really promote them. They are a tool that you can use to save you some money. They do have a cost associated with them, but think about having a key here and us having to force entry into this big glass door. A lot of difference there, and it helps us a lot. So that's the Knox Box program. Again, that's all part of that ISO inspection pre-planning that we've been doing this summer, spring and summer. Been a very busy spring and summer. Really have enjoyed doing that, and again, the job is not done, so be watching and waiting, and once we get that new rating out, we'll let the public know what we're at and what happened with it. Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us, 685-8440 is Daviess County Fire, 270 area code, of course. Anything you have related to inspections, we've been to your business or your place of assembly and some things come up. I just was at a local church this morning following up on some exit signage questions, so we're always following up, always trying to make everything safer here in Daviess County. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day.